Hi everyone, happy Friday. Hope hope that you're excited about the week ahead or the weekend that you have. Hi Sarah. Hi Meredith. Hi Hannah.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi Meredith. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and of course. What do you have planned for the weekend?
Um, Not well, it's my boyfriend's sister's baby showers on Sunday, so I'm excited for that.
Wow, that's so fun. And then where is it going to be? Is it Boston or is it somewhere else?
Just outside of Boston at his parents' house, just a few people out, social distancing outside, but I'm excited to celebrate.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. Yeah, there's so many things to celebrate, and we have gone through 3 months of lockdown, and now is the time to reconnect with some of the folks. And so we're 12:01, so we can get started. And thanks to everyone who was joining us for lunch break. And Sarah said that she loves your glasses, and me too.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Yeah. Hi,
Great.
everyone. Yeah, so for those who don't know me or Meredith, so I'm the founder and CEO at StoreyLine, and we're a platform for consumers to discover and connect with brands with a social mission and founded by diverse founders, especially women entrepreneurs and person of color. And we run a weekly newsletter as well as a weekly live chat series here on Instagram. And today we have Meredith, a blogger at Workout with Mare. So, Meredith, would you like to give us a kind of quick introduction about yourself?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Workout with Mare is my lifestyle blog and brand where basically I just dive in to help women and everyone live their most authentic, confident, fit life.
Yeah, that's amazing. And thanks for spending the time with us and
Of
on a
course.
Friday too. We'll love to kind of ask, how did you get into the world of fitness?
So growing up, I was not into fitness at all. I didn't have like a fitness lifestyle, was not something I grew up with.
Hmm.
But I just kind of realized, especially through middle school and high school, when you kind of become aware of your surroundings and of your own body, that I just realized I was not healthy and that it wasn't the way I wanted to live my life. So
Hmm.
I started super small, like baby steps. Went for walks after dinner at night, and then those walks I started trying out running. Then I joined a gym, started group fitness, and it kind of grew from there. And my love for group fitness grew into becoming an instructor and helping others, and into this.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And then we have some new folks joining. Hi, everybody who just joined.
Hey, Jean. Hi,
Uh,
Alyssa.
Amazing. And so I know that you're also an instructor at the Handlebar, and I've been to the Handlebar a couple of times. What was it like to be a new instructor in indoor cycling? For me, it's that like, when I tried indoor cycling, it was also a little bit intimidating as someone who's just getting to fitness.
Yeah. It can be an intimidating space, especially from the outside looking in, because it's very fast, it's dark, it's loud,
Yeah.
everyone's just like sweaty and half
Hmm.
naked, basically. um,
Yeah.
but so I didn't start, so I've been teaching a spin for a while before handlebars. So
Uh-huh.
my first dive into instructing was at my local home gym well, I'm from Walpole, Massachusetts. So I was lucky enough to get a spot at that gym. And it's kind of like sink or swim when you first start. You don't have a
Yeah.
ton of direction. You get your certification and then they're like, okay, here you go, teacher class.
Teacher
And
class. Yeah.
yeah, just teach. So, you're trying to figure out your clientele and what's working, what's not. But and the comparison game gets to be very real, very quick.
With the other instructors, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but that can be a good thing too. So one thing that I think that's my strength is I identify who is successful, and I kind of take a look at what they're doing and how can I kind of draw inspiration from where they're finding success and apply it to my own way. And that's kind of where it all started.
Yeah.
And, you know, slowly from surely from the small gyms, I kind of gave myself a promotion to another one, going through auditions. And sometimes the auditions worked out. Sometimes they didn't like me and it wasn't a fit, and that's okay. But it's about putting yourself out there and, you know, finding a place that speaks to you.
That's amazing. And someone just recommended you. She said that you're too modest to tell us what a rock star spin instructor you are. You know, honestly, now I can't wait to take another spin class with you. I miss working out in a spin studio. So next time I'm in Boston, I'll take class with you. Yeah,
I can't wait to get back to teaching.
Yeah, no, that's great. And you know, I did read about, you know, your blog posts and others about the struggles that you had with, you know, becoming a fitness instructor. Could you kind of tell us a little bit about that if you're comfortable with sharing?
Yeah, sure. I'm pretty much an open book.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it definitely was tough going back to that comparison game, especially when I started going into more studio type spin. You know, I'm not your average looking fitness instructor. I mean, I think maybe that's just in my head, but I think we're all in our head. It's a very competitive space, the fitness world in general. So everyone wants to be the fittest. Everyone wants to look the best. You know, it's very much like what you're looking like is almost like your body is your resume. So that can be tough when you don't look like everyone else on the spin roster and the instructor roster. And for a while, I let that really get in my head, and it started affecting my performance because I was kind of taking that comparison game where I was drawing inspiration from those who I thought were doing well, and I was taking it too far where I was getting to be not authentic to myself, and just really unsure of everything I was doing. So for a while, I did take a step back from spin because I didn't think it was becoming almost like it wasn't a good headspace for me. So I really needed a little bit of time where I wasn't a chosen time to take. They kind of took me off the schedule, but it was a blessing in disguise because I needed that time to kind of realize that it is my passion. It's something I like to do. And when I went back and finally put myself back out there, I was more true to myself, and I had the confidence to know that, I failed a little bit, but I picked myself up and I kept going, and that's kind of what my strength is.
Yeah. No, that's so powerful. And so when they took you off the schedule, like how did you get from like that point to kind of building up confidence again to kind of put yourself back out? I think that for like a lot of us in the audience too, right? Like once we're kind of quote unquote failed at something, it takes a while to get back to be self-confident and kind of put yourself out there again.
Yeah, I don't think I spun for a while. I kind of like don't remember that much that time because I feel like I was like in a rut, you know?
Yeah.
So I was in a rut, and I was in between I didn't like the job I had at the time. So I wasn't spinning a lot. I think I was running, and I got into lifting. That's kind of when I started strength building, which was great. That was something I really needed in my you know, lifestyle. So that was kind of good. And then it was my friends that I had, like my support system. They encouraged me to put myself back out there because I had started going back to spin like other studios nearby, like Soul Cycle, everything. And then I remembered how much I loved it and how much it like fired me up. And my support system pushed me to go back out there and apply and audition again. And then that's when I got back to BSC. That's where I met Jean and who's watching. And
amazing.
kind of went from there.
Oh, that's amazing. And then did you start workout with Mare around that time? Or like
So
when did you start the blog?
I launched the blog this year,
Oh, this
a
year.
couple months ago, but it's been kind of my brainchild since, like, I want to say college around then. I've
Wow.
always had
Yeah.
this dream of like having a kids lifestyle blog, but I never knew, I wasn't ready. I didn't have my voice yet. I didn't have enough like life experience yet. So then to this year, quarantine, basically, I found time and I was like, you know what, this is my opportunity. I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna kick it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Quarantine can actually be kind of productive
Yeah.
for a lot of us. We have nowhere to go, and at night there's nothing to see. So it's great that you're actually starting and put your foot forward and then start your passion projects. And kind of speaking from someone who has navigated through the rut and also building the self-confidence again, what are your some kind of suggestions or tips for how to build up authentic confidence around ourselves?
It's being consistent with doing small things that seem really scary and doing them over and over again until they're not scary anymore, and you can move on to a bigger boulder to try and conquer. Something that I feel like a lot of people can identify with, at least females in the workout space, it's working out without a shirt on, just the sports bra and leggings.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like the first time I did that, I'll never forget. It was such like a moment where I was like, you know what, today's the day. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
But it's scary, and
No, it
like
is.
the whole
Yeah.
time, you know, you're like, oh, am I okay with this? And then you realize it's so freeing, and then that kind of opens up your whole world into other, like, if you're comfortable in your sports bra and leggings and yes, Amanda, no shirt. If you are comfortable
Amazing.
in the spin room, then you kind of experiment it in the light, without the darkness, and it kind of starts from there.
Yeah. I've only done it when it's dark. Well, it's easier for the participants, right? There's no light on us. It's completely dark on purpose, right. So that we don't have to compare ourselves against the riders next to us. Although I personally had a competitive streak, I was like kind of want to look at what are the big people doing. But
yeah,
it's amazing that you're comfortable doing that kind of in the spotlight, in front of people, setting an example. And as Sarah said, yes, that was a huge step for her in fitness confidence as well. So I think it's really resonating. Maybe that's our tagline of our chat today. No shirt workout.
Yeah, shirt workout.
And for since we're still kind of in this quasi quarantine, quasi lockdown kind of period, what are some tips for staying fit? When we don't have that much time or motivation to do so.
Yeah, it's the home workouts. They are tough. Because I mean, I live in like a 1,000 square foot apartment. It's one bedroom with my boyfriend, and you're like living, breathing, sleeping, eating once you're and like trying to work out in like the same bubble. It's really hard to stay motivated, but it's those little things that you're consistent about, like going back to those nightly walks. Just take 30 minutes, throw on some sneakers, and be a little bit like, have some pep in your step with it. That's, or like if you have a Fitbit or an iPhone watch or whatever, trying to hit the 10,000 steps, that can be tough. Sometimes I look down and I'm like at 2,000 steps by lunchtime, and I'm like, better start moving. And then, remembering to eat your vegetables. I think we can forget to do that sometimes. So it's the little things, but if you're consistent about it, and then it's going on those nightly walks. If you go on a nightly walk every so often, your body's gonna crave a little bit more movement. At least that's kind of how it is for me. So it's setting the building blocks to grow.
Yeah, definitely. I hear you. I also take walks after work in the evening when it's not hot out here. It's like steaming here in New York City. But it's been really nice to just go out for a walk and be able to breathe some fresh air. It does wonders to your body.
If you're by yourself, like call a friend and just have a conversation. And
definitely. So we're gonna start like opening up the forum, the live chat to some folks in the audience. So if you have any questions for Meredith, please put them into the comment box, and then we'll
below.
below, the little emoji, little thumb emoji,
Yeah.
below in the comment box. We'll get to that. So I have a lot of questions also about kind of the step to build a blog and also build your personal brand. I also know that in the world of fitness, it seems like personal branding also plays a pretty big part of it. Like, how did you go about kind of building your brand and building an audience?
So I kind of already knew I had my voice already, so I knew what I wanted to say and kind of how I wanted to say it, but I needed help with the more aesthetic side. Even I did go to school, so I went to school for painting and illustration, so I have
Oh, okay.
a creative side.
I did not
But
know that. That's really
yeah,
cool.
my little party fact. Um,
Yeah.
but I was more of a tradition. I'm more of a traditional artist, not computer. So I pulled in. Well, actually, my best friend Emily helped me with the name. She helped me create Workout with Mare, because it's also kind of like Workout with Me, Workout with Mare. You can take off the hour. And then I thought that was so perfect. So that stuck. And then my friend and college roommate Maeve is a graphic designer, and she's really successful and awesome. And I reached out and asked if she'd help. So she said yes. And what I started was a Pinterest board, and I just started collecting images of what I kind of wanted the brand to look like. A lot of it was Beyonce. And like just bold, strong female voices. Because I felt like that was more me, like strong colors. Colleen in the chat helped me a lot too, picking out the colors. And it's kind of colors that I like wearing too. So it kind of just all worked together, picking out fonts and things like that. So then she helped me with the branding and my motifs. And then my friend Sarah, who's also a instructor at the Handlebar, she's an amazing photographer. So she helped me do a photo shoot like right before quarantine started, just so I had some content, like snuck it in right before.
Great timing.
Yeah, great timing. So we snuck it in, and that way the images on the website and my Instagram page look cohesive.
Yeah, no, I took a look at your feed, and yours is very cohesive with the colors and the branding. So they did a really good job. And so we have a question from Sarah. What advice would you give to people looking to find a healthy, fit lifestyle without using food as a punishment or reward? Like when people cut out sugar/carbs before beach vacations.
That's tough. So it's about thinking of it as a lifestyle change versus like, I need to do this for this vacation now.
Right.
So, I mean, the hope is that you start working out for you and you don't have a deadline on it, because it's something that you want for the long haul. Something that I always keep going back to is I don't want to go get older and have to deal with like tons of health issues because I didn't take care of myself when I was younger and I had the energy and the time. Like if I'm 28, I can be a little selfish with my time right now. I don't have, my biggest responsibility is my puppy at this point. So, which I know I'm lucky for. So, I can take that time and being thoughtful about scheduling time and making sure I'm making time. There's a difference between making time and finding time to work out. So scheduling it in. And then the food as reward, I've struggled with that too. I've gone through every diet in the book probably. And I've had pretty unhealthy relationships with food in the past too. What's helped me is, I don't know, what's the biggest thing that has helped me is just kind of like, it's going back to being at peace with how you are, no matter what, accepting that, yes, it'll change maybe for the good or in a way that you don't like to, like in quarantine, I'm not as fit as I normally am. And I can definitely get down on myself, but knowing that, I have the power to change that too. So anyway, I'm rambling, but going back to confidence with yourself and loving yourself as you are, no matter what, that's the hard work. The exercise and the nutrition comes second. So I would work on your relationship with yourself first and foremost, and trying to it's not even about being in love with what you see in the mirror. I think that's not really attainable. It's kind of this like neutral sense. Like you're just like, I accept myself.
Yeah. And do you ever do like affirmation cards or something that you write down, or like I guess like for those of us who haven't started, let's say like a fitness regime, or like I don't do diets. Like how do you kind of, I guess, accept yourself, or like what are some steps to kind of, I guess, reconfirm, I guess, every day
Mm-hmm.
that you're what you aspire to be?
One of my best tips, I think, and something that I'm really glad I started for myself, I call
Uh-huh.
it, I have an album in my phone called Pep Me Up. Basically, it's quotes that inspire me or make me feel good,
Mm,
screenshots from friends, um, photos of myself that I think I look great in, just little things like that, or like quotes from movies that make me laugh, things like that. I keep it in an album that I can scroll through if I'm having one of those days where I'm just like there's like a thought loop of my head that's super negative. I can pop into that folder and remind myself of, what I love about myself, and give myself a laugh. Sometimes throwing on The Office helps too.
yeah. No, I
Mm-hmm.
love that. Maybe I'll borrow your idea. I'll probably do like a quote book in my
Yeah.
phone or something. Yeah, we have another question. What are your favorite brands that promote body positivity? That's a really good question, because there's definitely a shift in the consumer brands and also in social media marketing,
Yeah.
where like, Victoria's Secret is kind of out of date now, and then we're
Yep.
seeing more brands kind of showing more body types and different types of shapes and sizes on Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah, like I think that's a good question. Like, which ones promote, I guess, authentic body positivity and not just parade models, I guess,
Yeah.
on the Instagram feed.
This is a great question, Sarah, and it's something that I've kind of started putting a microscope on. Just thinking of myself as a I don't want to say public figure, but if I'm putting myself out there and saying that I'm body confident, body positive, and
Yeah.
I really have to think about what brands I'm aligning with and if they align with my values. And that's something that I've just in the last couple like weeks just started putting a microscope on and just kind of doing a checks and balances. So some brands that I think are awesome, at least in the fitness space, is for leggings and fitness gear is called Girlfriend.
Yeah.
They're super
Heard of them.
inclusive. Their leggings are
Mm.
great. Their tops are great. And they have their sizes is they go from all ends of the spectrum. So they're models too. So I think they're great. And also American Eagle and Aerie have been doing a great job with it too.
Mm.
Um, Influencers that I like. So one of the influencer I really like, her name is Fitty Britty with a lot of T's in Britty.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she is a great body positive influencer that I follow, and she just launched her own fitness brand like last week. With HSM, and
HS. Okay.
HSN, like like their
HSN.
website, yeah.
Got it.
It's called Wavy, WVVY. And I ordered 2 sets. I'm so excited for them to come. Like really fun. They're like fun, kind of girly, but also like really size inclusive. So I'm excited for those to come in and try them out. Yeah, those are good ones.
Yeah, no, those are really good ones. No, thanks for sharing. And for those in the audience, if you have questions, now would be your last chance. And our lunch break would conclude pretty shortly. But yeah, Meredith, thank you so much for spending the time with us. I loved hearing your story. It's very uplifting, and to me, it's pretty rare to see, I guess, someone in your position to kind of open up, especially because I went to fitness classes and saw kind of there is a lot of kind of competitiveness in the industry. Everybody really cares about how they kind of come off. So thanks so much for kind of open up and sharing your story with us. And I really like your tips about how to be more confident about our bodies and about our images. I will borrow your tip for, keeping a quote book on my phone.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then any other questions from those of you who are watching this? Um, All right. Well, if not, then we'll be wrapping this up. And again, so this is StoreyLine with Meredith, who runs Workout with Mare. And StoreyLine, we run weekly Instagram chats like this, where we interview founders who have a social mission and have really innovative products. And we talk to them about their founder journey, about their challenges, about what they're making that's making a difference in the world. So thank you so much for tuning in, and happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you. Have a great
Bye.
weekend.
You too.
Bye.